Hello, good morning everybody. I am coming in because I haven't come in for ages. And something that keeps cropping up about businesses trying to be more sustainable, and it's a topic that comes up, I reckon, more than anything else, is about packaging. So I'm going to come in and just talk to you about five questions to ask yourself and to consider about your business, your packaging, basically. So this could be that you sell food or drink in disposable tubs or cups. It could be that you post things out, obviously in jiffy bags or something like that. So just have a think about what packaging you kind of have within your product or your service. The first thing I want you to think about is around what your values are. So what is important to you generally, but also within that sustainability head on. So what I mean by this is, for some people, they just hate plastic, and that their main goal is they want their business to be plastic free. For other people, it might be that they just hate anything that's single use, whether that's single use paper or single use plastic. For others, it might be around deforestation, so they might be only wanting to use products and packaging that come from recycled sources, so like recycled paper, for example, or perhaps Forest Stewardship Council registered. So think about what is the most important value for you when it comes to your packaging. Secondly, I want you to think about your ideal client that you're selling to, and who they are, and what age they are, and what gender they are, what demographic they are, where they live. And I want you to think about the journey from when they receive that packaging, whether that's in their house, where it's come in the post, it's in their house, or whether they've come to your cafe, for example, and then they leave the business. So they've picked up the product that has the packaging on it, and then they move. So where do they go? Are they going straight home? Are they going in the car? Are they walking around the street? And where does your ideal client put the packaging? So, for example, outside McDonald's, there's loads of bins outside McDonald's because people walk out McDonald's, they eat their food and stick it in the first bin they find. And that is where it goes. So that is where their ideal client puts it. Now, your ideal client, perhaps if they receive the product online, let's go with online because that's a big area of business now. So they receive their parcel in the packaging. Where do you want them to put it? Where is your ideal client putting the packaging? I.e., what kind of mentality do they have? Is your ideal client likely to have a home compost bin where they can home compost the packaging item? Is your ideal client maybe not that eco-minded yet, but they might do their recycling? If it's in their curbside waste, it's easy for them to put in the bag or a box at home. Or is your ideal client somebody that is still quite eco-minded and is happy to keep hold of stretchy plastic and take it back to supermarkets to go in the stretchy plastic recycling? So you might want to find out about that. You might even want to do some market research around your ideal client. Or is your ideal client not very eco-minded at all and they are just going to shove it in the bin? So that's the second thing to think about. So relating to that is, where does it end up? So where does your ideal client actually put it, and where does it end up? Now, what is useful to think about here is where your ideal client might live, if you know that. If you're completely nationwide, it's not going to be as easy to work out. If you are local, if you if you are, say, a shop or a cafe, so where I live in Rochford, your ideal client lives in Rochford. So you can look up Rochford District Council's recycling schemes and find out if your product, your packaging, can actually go in their recycling bin at curbside. So you can find out, you can go on loveessex.org to find out more details about places in Essex, for example. There is another website which is nationwide, which is Recycle Now, which can give you information. So find out where it's going to go. Is it going to go in landfill? Is it going to be incinerated? Is it going to be recycled in UK? Is it, even worse, going to get recycled abroad where the standards are very limited and actually you don't know what's going to happen with it? Okay, question number 4. Will the product be in the correct condition to be recycled properly? So what I mean by this is if you have a product made out of paper, cardboard, like a drink cup or a food packaging, if it has stained with food on it or coffee or hot chocolate, it's wet, it's soggy, they can't be recycled. So you need to think about the end condition of your product, your ideal client. What condition is it in when they finished? If you've had greasy chips in some kind of eco packaging, it is very unlikely, as far as I know, that any recycling scheme is going to want to recycle a dirty, food-stained, greasy box. So therefore it's pointless it being recyclable. Okay, last question is, how do you want to save money with regards to packaging? Now, we all know you're a business, you need to make money, and you don't want sustainability values getting in the way of earning money, and we get that. Ideas around this are thinking outside the box, so not following tradition, not doing stuff just because other trades do. So if you're a cafe, you can encourage people to bring their reusable tubs for food. You can encourage people to bring their reusable coffee cups. Not only will that save you money from not having to buy as many tubs and cups or straws, you can make money by selling reusable straws and reusable coffee cups. So another one I've got recently, actually, this company here, Heavenly Organics. I got some cream through yesterday and it says, if you don't mind dented lids, then enter the code for 50p off. So they are therefore reducing their waste by having any lid that's a bit dented. I believe it also says you can refill the tub, so they could save money on their glass jar and their lid packaging by encouraging people to reuse them. So how could you make money or save money on your packaging? So those are my 5 questions to answer yourself. I would absolutely love to see you talking about this and see your answers to those 5 questions. Hope you have a lovely day and see you soon.